A lot of people have got their ear to the ground listening for what designers have got to say this week, also watching for the things that they've designed. And one well-known designer, Dame Vivienne Westwood, has spoken out and said, us Brits have never looked so ugly as we do today. She said we're wearing cheap disposable clothes, we're consuming far too much, and all looking like clones. Well, I don't know what you think about that or if you agree, but we're going to find out now a bit more about what's happening at London Fashion Week. I'm joined on the line by fashion and shopping editor of Glamour.com, the online version of Glamour magazine, Philippa Morgan Walker, who's been spending the last few days there. She's going to tell us a bit more about what's happening. Good morning to you, Philippa.
Hello there. Thank you so much for having me on the show. It's a great pleasure.
Oh, no, it's fantastic to chat to you. Now, before we talk about Fashion Week, I have to talk about what happened last year at London riots. You and your husband pictured handing out tea to neighbours in Camden, suddenly being retweeted by the Prime Minister. Was it all a shock to you?
It was quite a shock. It wasn't actually to neighbours. It was to riot police.
Oh, wow.
And the photograph, very surprisingly to us, became, I've been told, very iconic for what was happening. But yes, because a lady police officer that we were serving tea to flipped over her riot shield, and we put lots of mugs and cups out that were all cobbled together from our flat that had been in the centre of the action. We were pouring tea from pans and a Brita filter that we made as a makeshift kettle. It was all very, very British.
Oh, it was wonderful way of reaching out to the community there in that time of need and difficulty. Now, the last few days, you've been doing something quite different. I'm sure you probably haven't been making lots of cups of tea. London Fashion Week.
It's been more like champagne than tea at Fashion Week.
I can imagine, very different settings. So can you tell us a bit about what happens? Because for a lot of us, we hear about it from a distance, but we don't quite understand what goes on behind the scenes. Can you paint a bit of a picture for us?
Yes, let's demystify Fashion Week.
That would be brilliant.
This could potentially take a few years, but I'm going to try and wrap it into a few minutes.
Okay, we'll put our feet up and sit back.
Yeah, exactly. In its raw, definitive form, London Fashion Week is a clothing trade show held twice a year, in February and September.
Oh, I didn't realise it was twice a year. That's a new thing to me straight away.
Yeah, it's twice a year, and it's one of the big four, alongside Paris, Milan, and New York. And it's where the latest designer collections are presented to, an estimated figure here, about 5,000 buyers and press. And it's a lot, huh? A lot of outfits there. And it's via a series of scheduled catwalk shows and a large exhibition. Now, why does this event happen? Well, it's all geared towards getting orders for department stores, boutiques, and garnering brand coverage. So this event, it gets lots of media attention.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it really does. Mainly because, celebrities associate themselves with the front row culture and trends are born here, and the shows attract lots of flamboyant, fabulous outfits.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was once a very exclusive affair, so, only ticket holders would see the shows.
Yeah, sure.
And then pictures would eventually be released, and it was all very fascinating. But in today's world, London Fashion Week is totally different.
Okay, so it's a little bit more open.
Yeah, because they're streamed online now, and and people can tweet celebrity arrivals, and it's immediately on social media.
Yes.
So yeah, it's not so mystical anymore.
No, not so hidden behind closed doors.
No, not at all. And key looks are communicated via social media faster you can say Karl Lagerfeld.
Yeah, but before you've even got into it and come out again, the whole world knows what's been going on.
Exactly, yeah. And sort of people can pass you by in the street going, oh yeah, I like those shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, should we win there? No, they saw it on social media.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because often we see the photographs of these sort of fashion weeks where we see the sort of the whole front row, all these celebrities, whether it's David Cameron's wife Samantha or so on, various people that we might recognise from the political world, from the media world, the arts and so on. I guess there must be quite a lot of pressure on these people, though, to make sure they wear the right thing there.
Yeah, there's an enormous amount of pressure on celebrities. I mean, and a lot of people say that, it's the consumer that puts pressure on the celebrity and the celebrity puts pressure on the consumer. I'd say it's like a figure of eight cyclone of pressure going on. And I'm not one to be sort of, placing blame, but celebrities, they flock to the front row of catwalk shows because it's the ultimate place to be seen and to establish new connections.
Right.
And also, let's be honest, the fashion and beauty industries, like it or lump it, are the most powerful business forces in the Western world.
Yeah, it's true.
so naturally, an A-lister would want to associate themselves with this. And so sadly, there is an enormous pressure on stars to look like they're in a constant state of wardrobe evolution.
Yes, or if someone wears something twice, everybody knows about it, don't they?
Yeah.
But of course, Kate Middleton has turned that on its head because she's been wearing outfits more than once, and people have been noting and think, oh wow, she's doing something new. Must be to do with the economic era.
Well, exactly. I mean, she recycles the same outfit and champions the British high street. And I summon up a round of applause on the fashion desk I work for because she's going against the script of the industry. I mean, other good examples of stars bucking the trend include Keira Knightley.
Okay.
Yeah, she famously spent much of last winter in exactly the same outfit. Like, literally, she wore exactly the same outfit while she was performing in the West End. And I think that's absolutely wonderful.
It's great to have these sort of rebels, isn't it? To say, well, actually, we're not necessarily just about what we wear, but, you know, we do feel comfortable being in the same thing over and over. So not that same pressure.
Exactly. I mean, it seems like a crazy point to sympathise with, but these A-list women have the option of wearing a different premium high-octane outfit every day to no cost, because fashion houses will send them clothes wanting them to wear them, you know, to get their brand out there.
Yeah.
But it's great to see when a star like Keira Knightley, even Anna Wintour does it, Claudia Schiffer recycles their wardrobe. Very, very crazy to sympathise with them, but they do that, and I'm all for a celebrity wearing the same dress and not buckling under pressure, because when high-profile people rein in their consumer behaviour, it does have a knock-on effect.
Yeah, and I guess
it really does.
It's more like ordinary life as well, isn't it? I mean, the ordinary person can't be wearing all these sort of, you know, these labels and so on necessarily, you know, a different outfit every day. It's not realistic, is it? And perhaps not healthy either.
It's not. It's far too much pressure, and we can't just be pouring things into landfills anymore. So, you know, going on to what you said earlier about Vivienne Westwood's point.
Yes.
You know, I adore that woman. Ask anyone who works with me. I've just got stars in my eyes. Whenever I'm at her show, I hyperventilate. I'm very, very